Manitou Springs, Colorado, a quaint little mountain town known for its beautiful scenery, wildlife, and charming locals. It sits just west of Colorado Springs, nestled in the mountains, maintaining its peaceful and friendly culture. But behind all of this is a history that seems to provide an explanation to the popular quote, "Keep Manitou weird." The person behind you?
Yeah.
Should I get them on camera? We know who you are. Okay, hello everyone. Today we are in Manitou Springs, and we are gonna walk around a little bit, show you guys kind of like the historical areas, and talk a little bit about why keep Manitou weird.
Yep. And we're gonna show you like the cool stuff, some of the witchy stuff that they have around.
There's lots of like history and legends here, so we'll talk about that a little bit.
And follow along as we explore Manitou together.
The springs in Manitou Springs are just one of the many reasons the town is so famous. There are two springs that run alongside each other, one extremely bitter, and one sweet, which is said to have healing properties. There is a Native American legend, which is written by George F. Ruxton in 1847 and belonging to the Old Colorado City Historical Society, which describes the link of the two springs to the bloody war between the Shoshone and Comanche tribes. I'll summarize the legend because it is quite long. Two hunters, one from the Shoshone Native American tribe and one from the Comanche Native American tribe, ended up at the same spring to quench their thirst. The Comanche hunter had quite bad luck in his hunt, while the Shoshone hunter carried a fat deer over his shoulder. Growing in jealousy, the Comanche hunter proclaims that since the Shoshone paid tribute to the Comanche, the Shoshone hunter should not drink water higher than him. The Shoshone hunter says the running water is for buffalo and beasts, and since they both worship the same great spirit, making them brothers, they should be able to drink at the same still spring. Outraged, the Comanche hunter kills his Shoshone brother. Suddenly, the water begins to bubble, and a hissed gas is released as the figure of an ancient Native American appears. The man was Waucauaga, I think I said that right, who was a warrior respected by both the Comanche and Shoshone tribes for his good deeds and bravery while on Earth. The legend says, stretching out a war club toward the affrighted murderer, the figure thus addressed him. Accursed of my tribe, this day thou hast severed the link between the mightiest nations of the world, while the blood of the brave Shoshone cries to the Manitou for vengeance. May the water of thy tribe be rank and bitter in their throats. Thus saying, and swinging his ponderous war club, made from the elk's horn, round his head, he dashed the brains out of the Comanche, who fell headlong into the spring, which from that day to the present moment remains rank and nauseous, so that not even when half dead with thirst can one drink the foul water of that spring. The good Waucauaga. Again, I think I'm saying that right. However, to perpetuate the memory of the Shoshone warrior, who was renowned in his tribe for his nobleness of heart, struck with the same avenging club a hard, flat rock which overhung the rivulet just out of sight of this scene of blood, and forthwith the rock opened into a round, clear basin which instantly filled with bubbling, sparkling water, than which no thirsty hunter ever drank a sweeter or cooler draught.
Armadillo Ranch. This has to be new, right? I do not remember this.
Can I cross here? One of the most famous and beloved Manitou traditions is the Manitou coffin races, which actually does stem from a historical event, which I'll explain to you right now. Emma Crawford came to Manitou Springs in 1889, searching for a cure for her tuberculosis in the area's famed cold water mineral springs. She fell in love with the charming mountain town, and her dying wish was to be buried on top of Red Mountain. Unfortunately, Emma did succumb to her illness in 1891. Her lover, a civil engineer on the Pikes Peak Cog Railway named William Hiddlebrand, and I think that's how you say his name, honored her wishes. With the help of 11 other townspeople, William carried Emma's coffin up to the 7,200-foot slope and buried her near the summit of Red Mountain. In 1929, after years of harsh winters and spring rains, Emma and her coffin came racing down the mountainside. The young children who happened upon her remains found only the casket handles, a nameplate, and a few bones. However, this did end up sparking the famous Manitou coffin races, which, if you have the opportunity to see, I highly suggest you do because it is amazing.
When people hear Manitou Springs, they often think of the words weird, supernatural, witches, and possibly magic. It is no surprise that many people associate Manitou Springs with the thought of supernatural spirits because the word Manitou means a supernatural being that controls nature, a spirit, deity, or object that possesses supernatural power. There is said to be a trail that leads you to a ravine ledge, which has a metal door. Behind this metal door appears to be a cave. This metal door is chained from the inside, which can be seen through a hole made from a missing doorknob. Could this mysterious door be home to occult or witch activity? There was also a gruesome murder that took place in the small town of Manitou Springs. Robert Walter Dunn, a local owner of a liquor store, brutally murdered his 7-year-old daughter by slitting her throat. When police arrived on the scene, according to court records, Robert told them, "I killed the devil. "She was possessed. I killed the devil." Some say that Manitou Springs was at one time a place dedicated to Satan. One story from Alexa's dad's childhood tells the story of an old smokestack that was used for satanic rituals. There have also been sightings of satanic markings and evidence of animal sacrifices found in the woods just outside of Manitou Springs. However, Manitou Springs is now charmingly known as Wiccan capital of the nation, and many of the dark stories have faded away. I found a story written by Kurt Brazer, priest from The Wiccan Way 1998, that states, "It is known as the Manitou, or the spirit of the mountain. When tidal forces stress the quartz deposits, electric charges can build. Think of the little piece of quartz in a cigarette lighter, but as big as a house. What they have witnessed was described to be an aura-type glow emanating from the ground into the sky above." If you practice Wicca, are interested in touring this odd town yourself, or want to walk along the colorful downtown and play a few games at the Penny Arcade, Manitou Springs is an amazing tourist destination for all. Consider visiting and keep your eyes wide open, especially if you're walking through the woods alone.
It's full of the spooks.
The fountain of youth in this like really cute little community park area,
little garden area. It's really cute. We're like not really touristy when it comes to Manitou because we grew up like 5 minutes away or 10 minutes away, somewhere around there. So we live really close. So when we were in high school, we actually came here a lot. But it's interesting for us to come down and see like a different side of it and like look at more of the history and like the legends, which is really interesting. Like my dad even grew up in the area when he was younger, so he has all of like this folklore, like legends of the witches and stuff that he heard when he was in high school. So he shared some of that with us, which you'll obviously hear about, so it's interesting.
And what was interesting that we talked about was her dad heard a lot of folklore about Manitou while he was growing up here, but we really didn't hear hardly anything.
Not like at all, really.
Yeah, and so we never thought of Manitou, like it was always kind of like funky and eclectic in its own way.
Yeah.
But we never thought like anything was going on like behind the scenes with like the ghosts and like the witch stuff.
Right.
And now that we've kind of gotten into this field, we are learning more and more about it, and so we've kind of seen it now, like you said, with a different view, I guess.
Lens, I guess. Well, and it's interesting because like you can like search on the internet for like Manitou witches, and they don't have a lot of information. So a lot of the information comes from like the locals who have been here for a long time. So it's kind of like a wives' tale, like legend. So it's really interesting.
Yep. So we hope that you liked this video.
Yes.
And if you want us to do more like this video, let us know.
If you know about other witch covens in Colorado,
yep, we can look into
let
them.
That's pretty much. Oh yeah, we also, if you're new to our channel or did not come from our podcast, we do have a podcast where we upload weekly of true crime and paranormal stories. Well, it's real, but you know, tales. So follow along with that. It's called Hot Tea Cold Cases. You can follow along our Instagram to get any of the behind the scenes footage from any of these trips. And that's Hot Tea Cold Cases Pod. And then we tweet really funny things like daily. So if you're in the mood for a good laugh, Hot Tea Cold Cases Pod on Twitter as well.
Yep. And be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want more of this content. We have really exciting things coming for the rest of October, so stay tuned. And if you want updates on what we're going to be uploading, definitely follow our social media. And if you want to check out our podcast or anything like that, we have a blog, which is hotteacoldcasespodcast.com. But for now, we hope that you like the video, and we can't wait to see you guys soon.
See you next week.
Thumbs up. Oh, there it is.